Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing. Today I'm going to do a triple flip envelope thing. I watched a video by Angela Kerr recently where she did this. I've watched multiple videos, but this is the one that prompted me to go ahead and give it a try on camera. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to be using a digital kit from Tealed and Tattered, and I'll be sure to link her Etsy shop in my supply list all over on my blog. So I've already pulled a bunch of ephemera that matches, kind of goes with the colors in this paper, which you're going to see here in just a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and set all of these bits aside. And as usual, I often do not use all that I pull, and sometimes I have to pull more because, you know, inspiration hits. So that's just a disclaimer there. So I've already cut all my papers down, and again, that's just for the ease of the video, so that there's just more a more fluid process for you guys to watch me do this. You all, I'm sure, know how to measure and figure out how to cover a space, so I feel like that's not really necessary. So the way it's going to work is we're going to have, let me just set some of this stuff aside here. I've already, again, cut front and back, and also the template for a little tuck, something to tuck into here. So let me just strip all this down, these bits that are going to go on top. I'm going to go ahead and just put over here so that you can see what I'm getting after here. I've got the coffee dyed paper out because I didn't back any of my tags or journaling cards yet, and I'm going to do that with you on camera. So this is what we're going to do. So I took this envelope, just a brown craft envelope. I cut the edge off just a slice off of the side there, and then we're going to use another one of the CD pockets, which you should have already seen the video for when I created with these a few days ago. So we're going to put that one on the side here. This is going to glue down to a page on 3 sides, so I am not going to worry about the back because it's going to go right in a journal. I haven't decided where exactly this is going to land, if I'm going to put it over here and have it go like this. I'm not sure. We'll kind of explore that as we go along. So that's what we're going to do today. And so we're going to go ahead and start with, I'm going to go ahead and ink all of my bits. So I'll be sure to just speed that up through the video so that you don't have to watch that. And I'll come back to you when I am all done. Okay, I am just about done inking here. Just going to make sure I have all my pieces sorted because this is going to go on the cover. This is going to go on the CD case. I did cut just a straight line here on the side and just going to put that back together because I wanted to be able to use this circle for something else. So I didn't do it. I didn't cut it from the center. So we've got that, and then we've got our pieces for the, this is the journal card for in there. This is the front. This is the back. This is the inside. Sorry, that's off camera, guys. And then this is the, what is this? What was this? Sorry, let me get myself oriented again here. I think this was the journal card for inside. Yeah, that's the journal card for inside. So I'm just going to tuck that in there just so that I can kind of keep things straight. And then these are just some tags. So we're going to go ahead and begin putting the, and this is the card for the inside of the big pocket. In fact, before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and back my papers, my tags and journal cards here, just so that that is already done and we don't have to worry about that later. And the reason why I do that is because I personally, if I'm going to work in a junk journal, I want this to look more distressed and antiqued, and the coffee dyed paper does that for me. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and put some on the back. I will be sewing around these elements. I'm not sure how much of it I'll sew around. We'll see as we go. I'm not great at it yet, so I want to make sure that I don't make a mistake and sew something closed that needs to be open and things like that. So it makes me a little bit nervous, but I will definitely be doing so with the tags here. I will be sewing around them. But that will be off camera because my sewing machine is not in, I'm not able to use my camera to videotape because of my studio setup, which is just fine. So we've got those adhered, and then let's get one more piece of paper over here. Looks like I need to move my camera. Give me just a second. I'm sitting, this is apparently not in a good position because I'm kind of off camera here. So give me a moment. There we go. That's better. Okay. Get that baby in there. We'll just try to line it up on the edge and waste as little paper as possible. A bunch of glue there. Okay. So let's go ahead and cut these. Suppose I could have done this off camera, but just so you see kind of the ways that you can do it, it's not wasted. So, and it's also going to stabilize this. All these this whole digital kit was printed on, I believe, 60-pound copy paper, so it's pretty thick. Not as heavy as cardstock, but kind of in that really kind of medium range that I like. But please do what suits you. I just like the heavier paper because it's stabler, more stable. Correct grammar there. And let's just get through this here. Some pretty large journaling spaces because I've got these large tags that will be able to be written on the front and the back because of this lined journal kit paper, which is really pretty awesome. Get these papers out of the way here. My scraps. I'll save the sewing on these until a little bit later on in the process here, as I determine if I'm going to stitch on my actual envelopes or not. Haven't decided. Perfect. Okay, so those are all ready to go. I feel better. So let's go ahead and get our pieces back over here, and we're going to start with the big envelope here, and we're going to go ahead and glue this on. I'm going to go ahead and use my art glitter glue. Even if I'm going to sew it, I'm just going to go ahead and take the risk. Well, you know what? I'm not. I'm going to go ahead and use glue stick. Let's just sew it. Let's do it the way we want to do it, not shortcut it. And I really do love the sewing. And it adds a lot of interest, I think, to this kind of thing. So I want to make sure that I've got this going the right way. This is the opening. Come on. Scooch, scooch, scooch. Scooch, scooch, scooch. It's not really... Sorry, guys. Oh, my word. My husband is gone right now, and I did not sleep hardly at all last night, so I am a little tired and loopy today. Thankfully, I don't have to go anywhere or go to work or any of that. So that is on, and we'll be ready to sew that. So let me do the same with these other bits. Now, again, as I mentioned, this doesn't need to have anything on the back because we're going to glue it to the page, or I will glue it to the page when I get to that point. Oh, I forgot to paper back this one. Hang on. And of course, you don't have to do this. You don't have to back these. I just like the look of the coffee dyed paper. But it's not required, and nor is sewing. So sometimes I just don't feel like doing it, or because I'm doing something new, I'm a little more hesitant to sew, but you can definitely do that. Just set that over there for sewing. And then we've got our little envelope, and I think I want it to go on the other side of the page. So some of the envelopes are going to go on this side. I'm sorry, our CD sleeve is going to go on this side. So we're going to put the little envelope on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on, and yeah, we're going to go ahead and just sew everything and just see if we like it. And if we don't, it's not a big deal, is it? There we go. So that is that, and then we're going to go ahead and put the back on as well. If you're doing something directional, be sure that you're thinking about what direction this is all going to land when you're done. I do want to make sure that that glue didn't go through, so I'm going to just put my ruler in here and make sure that that's open. This is not important, but I want to make sure nothing's glued here because I did get a little bit of glue on that edge. So that is that. I'm going to ink this edge just a little bit more because my white is showing quite a lot. There we go. So that's front and back of that one. Let's go ahead and do our CD. Oh, I forgot another one. Boy, oh boy. Silly me. Let's go ahead and get this one backed as well. Oh boy. Tomorrow I'm super excited. I mean, I'm so ahead on my filming that you probably won't see this for another week and a half. But tomorrow, I get to go to the zoo with my youngest grandson and my daughter because all the big kids are backpacking with my husband, so it's a perfect opportunity for me to get to go with them. So I haven't been to the zoo in so long. It's the Portland Zoo. So that's pretty nifty. It's going to be hot though. We're in the upper 80s right now in our beautiful state. A few more weeks until school starts. We'll be back in the routine. Okay, so set that aside, and I'll do all the sewing at once rather than breaking this up. So again, this sleeve is going to open up on this side, so it's going to flip out. So I want to put this on here this way. And again, I'm going to just use my glue stick because I will sew. Unstick. Okay. Let's see if we can line this up really well. It's a little tricky because this is, as you can see, it's been cut. So lining it up is going to be a little bit challenging. It doesn't have to be perfect though, guys, so don't stress about it if it doesn't work out. And so as you can see, you can't even tell that I cut that. So it was a much simpler way to do that than on the last video when I did my first CD case. So you know what I didn't do though? I didn't create something for the back of this. So let me grab a piece of paper real quick. Let me see if I have a scrap that I've already, let's go ahead and use this. I can't believe I forgot that. Let's just go up here and use that. This is really big. We're going to have to cut that down. Look at that edge. That's okay. I'm just going to do a rough mark here if I can find my pencil. Everything's fixable, isn't it? Just go a little bit there and then here. So let's go ahead and trim this up a bit. I find my marks. That's always the tricky part, you know. Get that out of there. Some of these are torn with my tear ruler, but I'm not gonna fuss about that right now. I'm just gonna do this. So let's make sure that that's the right size. I love this kit. It's adorable, so bright and cheery. You know what? I'm just gonna put it on and trim it. It's way too big and off, and I don't know what happened there, but. It actually needs to go, which direction does it go? Looks like this way. That was really silly. Not a very good cut, but that's okay. We can go ahead and put it on and then cut it. Trim it up, not a big deal. I am gonna keep it away, a little bit away from that seam, just so that it doesn't obstruct that that flap. Okay, so now let's go ahead and trim this up. That was not a very good cut at all. Okay, trim this edge up from the front piece. You can always fix things as you go. It's not a big deal. I love that. Perfect. So let's go ahead and ink around this really quick. It's going to be a little bit of a long video. This is a lot of pieces for this newbie. So there we've got that. I didn't get this edge ink though. Let me see if I can do it without making a mess here. Good enough. Okay, so that is all ready. Love that window. And so I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera and go ahead and do my sewing, and I'll be back with you shortly. Okay guys, these are all stitched. So, and I made sure that all my openings were correct. But I did realize because I sewed that my opening is now going to be smaller. So I did already cut down one of my journaling cards, but I'll probably have to cut down some more stuff. So some of them I did a straight stitch all the way around, and others I did a combination. So this one's just straight. And then as I was thinking about this, I thought, why waste the back of this? So I think that when I put it in a journal, I'll just attach it by the flap, and then I can decorate this side to go with the corresponding page on the other side of the journal. So I was kind of thinking that I would want to do that. And then this one I already cut down. This is the one that goes inside of here. So I did trim it down so that it will fit again, I believe. There we go. Yeah. So that's going to fit nicely. We're going to put something on here for a grab as we move along here. And so then my little journaling card, and I believe this is the one I'm going to have to trim down because it's too big. So let me do that right now. I'm just going to use my scissors just to give that a little bit of a trim on all sides. Make sure that it's not too tight because that can be frustrating when you're actually trying to use it. So, and I love how the stitching, you see the stitching on the back side of these cards as well, which I think is really lovely. So that's all fixed. And then I did a combination of the straight stitch and zigzag on my tags. So I've got 2 tags, and we'll be putting eyelets on these and to get them where we need them to be. I didn't check this one, so I'm thinking this one might need to be trimmed a bit, but that's going to be tricky because I've got zigzag stitching. So I'm hoping this is going to fit because I don't think I can trim it down. So let's see. I'm going to have to try. It's a risk. Just see if I can avoid those stitch lines. I should have thought about that, but I did not. Looks like we've got a little bit of more of a margin here on this side. I can cut without cutting those stitches. And probably on this side as well. We live and learn, don't we? And even if this didn't work, all I do is go ahead and make another card. It's not a big deal. So let's see if this will fit now a little bit better. Come on. Where are we having trouble here? It should be small enough now, but it does not seem to be. Let's try some more. That's a real bummer. I'll have to make a mental note of that in the future to allow for that stitching line, because that's kind of problematic here. I do have a little bit more edge I can take off here without interfering with that zigzag stitching, so hopefully this will be enough. Oh boy. Let's see if we can get this in here now. Yeah, it's tight, but I think it's going to be all right. Part of it is that let's see if I can. Oh, yikes. Still not good enough. What are we going to do? Take some more off of this edge. Worst case is it comes unraveled, you know? Get a little bit of fraying. There we go. Oh my goodness. I do not want it to be this tight, guys. And it's probably also because this is varying in terms of its depth also. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and just touch those stitches and see if we are going to be okay. Like I said, the worst thing that can happen is I have to make a new one or it unravels, and either way it's not the end of the world. So just trying to avoid that. Let's see if that's better. You'd think all those little shavings would make a difference. Yikes. Still won't go in. What is the deal here? I don't know if we got glue or something, but I didn't glue those together, so that should not be the problem. Maybe it will, I don't want it to go that way because I've got a picture that I want to be able to see here. So it's still just tight, isn't it? What are we gonna do? Maybe if we just get it in there and then I'll deal with it later. If I have to make a new one, I'll make a new one. It's in there for now, so I'm going to go ahead and ink this edge. I just realized it is not inked. And actually I do want to take this back out because I need to re-ink those edges that I trimmed. So, oh my goodness. Let's try one more time, guys. See if I can shave just a little bit more off. You know, a little bit of fraying is not a bad thing, right? I may make another one, but not on camera. So that's all right. We will work around it. We improvise. But now I know that I need to account for that in the future. I hadn't thought about that entirely today. So it's all right. Live and learn, right? Nothing is disastrous. Okay, let's go ahead and get this back in here and see if we've got a little bit better. That seems a little bit better, so let's I think this is going to be fine. There we go. I'm going to put a pull on it, so let me just pull it out just a little bit here. There we go. So I think I want to use a little bit of lace. I pulled out some lace from my stash. I think I'm just going to create a little pull for that card. So let me get my Fabri-Tac out, and we're going to put it right here. And then we're going to wrap it. It's not exactly in the middle, but that's okay. Not a big deal. And then we're going to go ahead and put it over here too. And just leave a little bit of, actually that's not up far enough. Hold on, guys. Rub that glue off. I went too far down. I need it right up here. I don't have that much of a bit to spare. Just want a little bit of a tabby thing there. So let me get my towel to press that down. There we go. So I'm not going to push that back in because obviously I don't want to have that stick. I think I do want to find a button though for that. So let me grab my buttons really quick. Best laid plans, guys. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. I was so prepared. Everything out where I wanted it to be. So we're just going to put that button right there. So when this goes back in, actually we can go ahead and push it back in somewhat. Yikes, so tight. This is definitely not going to work in real life, guys. I'm going to have to do something to fix that. But for now, we're going to just call it good. Got our little pull here, which is what I wanted, and this card is going to stick out just a little bit. I can get my fingers on it. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to have to do something with that, but for now, it's going to be all right. We'll figure it out. There we go. So that is that one. And then let's go ahead and look at putting this all together. So this is our base piece. We know that. And this one I also had a little bit of trouble because the way my paper was torn, I had to come in deeper into the envelope than I had originally wanted. So we're going to go ahead and, I think I wanted to put, yeah, if I do something on another page, I'll be able to cover that up. I'll be able to cover that whole flap up. So just want to get these in position before I start gluing to make sure that I have things the way that where I want them. So I'm thinking I just want, oh, can't go that way. That's upside down. And now I'm affected by that. But we go down with this, and then we go like so with that. I think that was kind of the theory when I started, because I wanted these flowers to show. So that will work just fine. So let's go ahead and glue this one on. I'm just going to use my Fabri-Tac. And I think I had it down at the bottom. I can almost not remember. I'm not going to be exact, but that's okay. Just going to give this a good press over here. I may go ahead and do the back of this too. We'll see how time is going for us today. So there's the two, and then here's our third one, and then we'll do a little bit of embellishing once we get everything in place. But I think I just want this one to hang right there. So let's go ahead and get some glue on here. There we go. Yeah, and it's just missing that little bit of lace there, so that should work just fine. I am loving that. We've got a little bit of bulk here. We could do this, and that might be better because otherwise this is not going to stay down. You see that? So let's put her under there. Okay, so let's do a little bit of decorating. I definitely want to make this pretty. And I also have my tags. Let's go ahead and do the eyelets now while we've got this all going on. So I've got my tags here. I'm going to go ahead and use my Crop-A-Dile to cut or punch my holes and put my eyelets in. So there's one. And two. Go ahead and move it up to the crimping side, and let me find a brad. I mean, not a brad, an eyelet. I apologize for not being prepared with this. I want to get some yellow ones out here from my little kit here. So you just go ahead and push this through the hole with the circle side out, and then put it in your Crop-A-Dile on the crimping side, which you'll have to look at your instructions. I'm not the expert on this at all, so be sure to look at the manufacturer's directions. But there's our little eyelet. Love that. Let's do the second one. And crimp that one. There we go. Done with that. So we've got, I pulled some, this is some sari silk that I got from Etsy. So I'm going to go ahead and use that in both of my tags here. So I'm going to go ahead and thread that through now. It's got a little jewel on it I didn't realize. It's kind of cool. I don't think it's going to show though on this particular piece. Come on. Very nice. I love that. Okay. So there we've got that. And let's do our second one. I don't think I'm going to put anything else on the tags because they are writing spaces and I want to keep all of that free. This one I might put a word just because there's really not much space to write. So I'm not going to be really robbing anybody of anything truly good. I plan to, when I get some journals made, I plan to actually just give them away just randomly because I have not enough need for them and I'm not selling my art anymore. So I am creating just for the joy of creating. So there, our tags are done. I do want to put something on this one. So let's see what we've got here. I've got a butterfly I thought would be pretty. Yep, let's do that. Go ahead and ink around the edges. I'll be sure to, I'll try to link. I'm going to try to link all these bits. It's kind of hard when you're grabbing from different stashes, but I will do my very best to go ahead and link the maker of these butterflies. I don't think I want that. Maybe we want a little piece of this yellow lace though to go under our butterfly. Sure, why not? Let's go ahead and get some Fabri-Tac down, using Fabri-Tac because it glues beautifully lace to paper and paper to lace, etc. So it's pretty nifty. And get our butterfly on there. Just a little bit of cute little embellishing, very simple on a tag. So this tag is actually going to go in, oh, you know what, that doesn't work because I didn't create a pocket. Interesting. That's not going to really work unless you just kind of set it here. But it really does need, I wasn't even thinking about that. I was thinking about having this open. So I'm going to have to figure that out also. But for now, that's where it's going to go. And then the big one is going to go behind because when this is glued down, it's going to go well, if I use that, maybe this is just going to have to all be glued down because otherwise I won't have a place for my tag. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so now we've got our little, let's go ahead and get our little journaling card in here. If I can manage it. Oh, gotta trim it a little bit more. It's okay. I didn't do a zigzag on this, so I've got the luxury of space here to trim that up. It was a silly faux pas there on my part. Ink this again. Okie dokie. Nothing to be frustrated about at all. So let's just slide that in there. I'm going to go ahead and keep it out just a little bit, just so you can see it. That's going to go like that. I'm almost inclined to go ahead and put a little pocket here, maybe some vellum or something, or maybe just a little bit of this. Bear with me a second. I do want to put a pocket on here. I'm just going to really quickly put a pocket. I'm not going to sew it. I'm just going to glue it in. And let me just measure this out a little bit, because that was really, I really wanted that to happen. So I'm going to fix it. Get my cutter over here, trimmer. Just a simple pocket. I may stitch it though because I don't want it to look weird. So give me just a second and I'm going to go ahead and stitch this. I'll be right back. Okay, I went ahead and stitched around just the 3 sides. Now I'm going to go ahead and ink really quick. I didn't really want it on the top, the stitching on the top, so I just stopped at the 3 sides. So this is going to allow me to go ahead and put that tag in there, which I wanted because I made them. And this paper is really cool here, so it's going to go perfectly. And I'm going to put it above the stitch line here so that it shows. I'm going to go ahead and use my art glitter glue if it's not plugged up. It's been sitting here open, so I might be having a problem. Hold on. Let me get this this hole unplugged rather. There we go. Sorry, that's probably off camera. There we go. So we've got a pocket here above our beautiful flowers. There we go. And then this little tag will go in here. Actually, oh goodness. I may have to put something else over here just to kind of make that look pretty, because it kind of looks weird now without, yeah, gosh. It's okay. It's gotta be okay, guys. So here we go. I'm thinking, I think I'm gonna go ahead and back this with the same paper, and then I'll have my ready-made tuck spot. Oh, I forgot to put this inside. This needs to go inside of here. Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh no! Look what I did, guys. This is shut now. So I need to rectify that. Oh my word. You see how I don't have much experience, and so this is the kind of stuff that I ended up bumping into. Is I can't, it's hard for me to think about all those things, you know, that are going to be affecting this. So I'm trying to find a cutter here that I can safely, whoa, cut this open again. Yikes, that was craziness. I don't know. what I was thinking, but then if I'm going to ruin that if I do that. Okay, so let's plan B. So we can't put anything there, but we could just use this as a tuck spot like that. That would be fine as well. It's not what I had intended, but then that does leave me the opportunity to put something here. Maybe I should put this here. Let's see. That could work. Oh yeah, I like that. Let's do that. Gives a little bit more interest to the side of the page, and then we don't have to break anything. I can put like a little folded piece of coffee dyed paper here to journal on if I want to. And then I do want to do the back on this because I'm feeling like I need to. But I am going to just get a random generic kind of background. So give me just a second, guys. Okay, I went ahead and grabbed just this ledger paper. It's also from a digital. I don't have it right here to tell you, but I will try to link it in the supply list. So let's go ahead and get this cut down to size. I like this area over here, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. So I'm going to just mark this. So, thanks for your patience as I as I error my way through this. Kind of crazy, but it's all fixable and it's nothing to stress about. Things don't always go the way that we plan in any way, shape, or form in our life or in art, right? So we've got to make sure this is going the right way though. So we want this paper going like so. Actually, I could do that. And then that would give me the opportunity to still use the flap. I think I'll do that. I want to keep my options open as far as how I attach that in the journal. So that's why I'm kind of hemming and hawing a little bit. Go ahead and ink this. Still have some more embellishing to do here, perhaps. It's got a lot going on. It really doesn't need anything. I would like to maybe put a word on it, but we'll see. So I am going to go ahead and leave that free and go ahead and just attach this on this side of the envelope, because then I can keep this as a pocket, which is kind of what I was going for in the first place. And didn't do very well. So let me go ahead and get some glue. I'm going to just glue these three sides. Like so. And then have to always check and double check what you're doing. You got everything going the right direction, otherwise it's bad news. Give that a press all around those edges that I put glue on. There we go. So we've saved that, which is really good. And then this can be left to whatever I decide to put on the other page. So that's good. So now we can put our pocket in, our little tag in here. Yay! I'm going to be very gentle because I don't want to affect that glue because it's not dry yet. I love, love, love that. Okay, so let's see if we need any other embellishments here. So let me go ahead and stick this in just so we get the full effect here. I can figure out where it goes. Got so many little stash places here, which is what I love about junk journaling. This is going to have to go in a little bit more though. We'll lose our little bit of our butterfly, but that's okay. Just leave the tag top out. So I did pull some ephemera here but I'm not sure how much or what we're going to use because I don't really want to overwhelm this whole thing. This needs something, so I had pulled out a couple of these little girls that I thought would be fun here. I think I'm leaning towards this one. I'll go ahead and ink around her. I believe these are from oh goodness, the digital file, my digital files Etsy shop, but I'll be sure to link that when I get to that point. So I think I want to put something here on this edge because I love the laciness as opposed to laziness. So we're going to go ahead and just trim that off and adhere that on the side here with my Fabri-Tac. That was sure a silly move to switch sides on that thing. That's happened before though, because I get so in the zone and I forget about how things are going to go together. I'm still new at this, guys. I'm a mixed media artist. I'm not a junk journaler, but I have definitely fallen head over heels in love with it. Need a little bit more glue here. It's really relaxing. It feels really good to just work with paper that's not as messy. I think I want to put a little bit of this ribbon on there too. I pulled this out of my stash. It's a great coordinating bit, so let's go ahead and use a bit of that as well. Yellow is my favorite color, so this really suits me fine. Go ahead and put a bead of Fabri-Tac on this edge for my ribbon. Sorry, this has taken a little bit longer than I had intended. All my little corrections I had to make, but that's okay. You guys always have the option to speed up the video if it's too long for you. I need one more piece of that lace that's bigger than what I have in my scrap here because I feel like I want it to now go. I'm not sure if I want it to do that or not. I think I do. I think it's lovely. I want to make sure that I can cut it even, so I'm just going to cut that off. And then just going to put it right beside that ribbon. And I think I need to mark this because I'm having trouble seeing where I need to cut here. There we go. Okay, so let's give that a cut. Lace makes everything better, doesn't it? I think it does. I'm a lacy person. I used to have a really lacy kind of house, like my decor was really Victorian and, you know, lacy. Not so much anymore. We downsized and purged and got rid of all the dust collecting elements in our house because I was very allergic. So I'm loving that. Loving that. Yes, 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 yes. It's different, but it's speaking to me. Go ahead and put that girl right there, and she's still on the page, so she's nice and secure. And I love that. So there, we've got that, and then we've got our little journaling card here. I'm wondering if we need to put, if we can use this to just put a little bit of a taggy thing on this. That's not straight though. Let me get a straight piece. So we've got kind of that pull on that side of the journal card. So let me do that really quick. Just a little bit of Fabri-Tac here. May have to put something on. Well, maybe I just need a little more Fabri-Tac. I didn't glue it all the way down to here. I think I need to. Otherwise it's going to get in the way of putting that in the pocket. So that should do. Go ahead and turn that over. A little bit of glue on this side. I really had no idea how I was going to decorate these, so thank you for your indulgence as I figure it out as I go. So there we go. Nice little pull. I'm going to just barely stick this in because I don't want it to get stuck where I've put glue on it. So I'm just going to slide that in like that. And what else do we need? Later I could actually do this and have a little journaling card there, a couple of little journaling cards. So I'm going to go ahead and just end the video here, and I'll finish those pieces off camera because we've been at this quite a while. I do like this little bird though, so I'm going to use it. This is just, I don't know who the maker is because I put all of my tickets together when I first started doing this, and it's kind of hard to now figure out who they're from because I bought tickets from many sellers on Etsy, so I'm not even going to try to tell you. It's kind of like the sentiments. It's really hard to break that down. Now I keep them separate, but in the beginning I did not. So let's go ahead and put her up, the little birdie up here, maybe kind of over the window. And I don't think we really need much more, guys. I think this is really quite perfect. Just going to put her down here a little bit so she's kind of over that pocket. And then maybe another button. I've got a big button, which would be kind of fun. It might be a little bit too big. Let's see what else we've got here. Some big yellow buttons in here. Here's one that's not quite so big, that might be nice to kind of put there. Maybe we'll put a little piece of this underneath of it. Kind of rounding that so it doesn't, if I decide to even use it, it's kind of weird. Kind of weird. I do have this lace though that I could use that might be a little bit better. You know, I don't think it needs it. We're gonna just go ahead and stop there. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you for your patience as I fumbled my way through this kind of a new process. And I hope that you like it. I hope that you're inspired and you give it a try. Again, the inspiration came from Angela Kerr's YouTube channel, so you can check her out. But we are done. Thank you so much. If you liked the video, would you go ahead and give it a thumbs up? That just allows other people to see the content if it's up their alley, and the way that the algorithms work with YouTube. It is the popularity of a video that makes it more visible to the general population. So I want people to be able to see, just like I want access to the things that I like on YouTube when I log in. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, if you like the content, you can go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell. That will notify you anytime I create a new video. So thank you so much. God bless. Bye-bye.